Hi guys, welcome to Thriving in Chaos. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And if you are returning, thank you so much. Thank you to my new subscribers. I'm kind of surprised I even have any. Anyway, today is going to be my very first budget with me type of video. This is in between paychecks. So we will get paid next week. So this is kind of like the halfway in between. I'm going to be budgeting out that paycheck and also budgeting out the modus check, as well as reconciling any account activity that we have done over the past week. So if you want to keep watching, go right ahead. But either way, it's time to budget. All right, so first things first, we are going to go ahead and flip over to April. And this is what I use to kind of track my new accounts that I made for this specific thing. I have a billing account, which is where I will track what goes in and what goes out. This is specifically for bills. The money actually drops into this account, and then I will move that account money, the stuff that I'm going to be stuffing and whatnot, is going to be transferred over to my spending account. So this is for any purchases that we make online, for spending, for groceries, things like that. And that is specifically for what this is going to be. And the idea is that I'm eventually going to build up to where there's going to always be a buffer. Like right now, there is a Christmas buffer of $500 in each account. So that's helpful in case something comes out, and it'll give me some time to go and make a deposit or anything like that. So the idea is that I want to actually have this build up over time, specifically for like if I ever get to $1,000 with savings, when I get to $1,000 in savings, I'll put that into one of these accounts, and it'll just act as a buffer, but it's not ever going to be like used permanently. So anyway, that's the idea with this, and this will help me track that. So today we're going to be reconciling these accounts, anything that we have spent, any activities that have happened, and then we'll also be working on not paycheck 1 anymore, but paycheck number 2 and the modus check. This was last paychecks. This is what we stuffed last paycheck, but I'm going to be using the back of this to go ahead and work on what's going to be stuffed here. I went ahead and filled out what I expect the income to be, what the expenses are going to be, what the bills are going to be, and then I left what the amount is left over after these expected amounts are taken out from it. So the actual total of expenses is $1,000. The actual total of bills is $637.14, and then that leaves $662 potentially that we can stuff. Of course, this is only expected, so it could change, and likely it will. I've learned that. So basically, what I do for me. Hopefully there's no glare. I can't tell if there's a glare. There might be. You know what? I'm just not going to take the chance that you can't see this. So basically, what I do is when a payday comes, and I pre-plan for the bills that are going to be in between these two paydays. So this payday is here. Both of those should drop on the same day. So that leaves these three, those two, that should come out within this amount of time. So that's why it's not very high with bills, because of the fact that there's only just these coming out, and he gets paid 3 times this month. So, you know, it's helpful. So I will account for all of these in my bills, which you will see. The purple is what comes out automatically. The blue is what I have to manually pay. Eventually, once I get enough buffer in there, I want to eventually make this to where everything comes out on its own, which will be amazing to me because then I don't have to worry about it and it just comes out. So this is what I use to figure out what bills are coming. It's very, very helpful. And I just keep that slid in there. And then on this side, hopefully there's not too much of a glare, but on this side is all the bills of the month. I have not actually checked this off, mainly because I went to try to pay them and I don't know if they sold their business or what, but like I couldn't, the account wasn't there anymore. Not the account, the website wasn't there anymore, and it just redirected me to another website. And then I tried to use my login information for it and it was not working. It would not let me in and it kept wanting an account number, but the problem is I don't know my account number. We do paperless billing, so everything that I would have needed to log into that would have been in that online account that is apparently no longer there. So I'm gonna have to call this new company and see what I can find out. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, enough of that. Going back over here, these are monthly bills, and as I pay them, they'll get paid off. This is expense tracker. We should actually fill this out, although I don't know that I wrote down any dates. We can figure that out. And that's pretty much all we're going to do today. So I want to start with reconciling my accounts really quick. Shouldn't take too long, but let me go ahead and get my pens out, things I like to use. So I like to use the red and the green to denote deposit and, withdrawal for those. I'm gonna stick these back in there for now. And let me get back to the right page, of course. All right, so we're gonna start with this one. And the first thing I'm going to put in here is, one, I need to take out $10 in this account because for some reason, DoorDash took out theirs for their monthly premium or whatever their payment, and they took theirs out of my spending account, and I'm assuming it's because and it actually came out late too. It was like the 8th. I used the spending account to actually, when we used DoorDash, I used the spending account, and I'm assuming that since I used that card last, it went off of that card instead of this one that I put in. So I just went ahead and transferred the $10 from here, and that should put us 501.04 minus 10, 491.04. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. And that is all that we have done in this account. The bills are coming out. Again, I have not paid the 70 for waste, the 70.50, because it didn't come out. So I don't know. I'll have to figure all of that out. So that's all that I did for this. And then in here was a lot of activity actually. So that Friday night, which would have been 4/2, right? Yeah, 4/2. So that Friday night we did our eating out like we always do. But we decided to take out, because we like to go to like several different restaurants, since we only do it one time a pay period, so twice a month or 3 times if, you know, there's 3 paid checks. But since we do this so rarely, we kind of allow the kids to pick what they want. And then me and the hubby go take a drive and we go to these various places. Well, this time we decided to kind of condense as much as we could. So I ordered online, like pre-ordered, so that we could just pull up and get it. And he did the same thing for his. And then for them, they actually made it easy on us and they chose the same restaurant. So we just paid cash there. So there was 2 purchases that I made that were for Olive Garden, which was my choice because I love Olive Garden. And it was $29.15. And then we had my husband's was Wingstop. He loves wings. And his was $23.72. And then, like I said, we paid the rest in cash for them, and we actually got right at the $100 mark. So that was really well. That's what we budgeted, and we stuck with it. So we did do these, and then we immediately, like that same drive, we immediately went and deposited the $55 that we spent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put deposit, and then I'm gonna put eating out, because this is where it came from. Same day, and we deposited $55. And then, let's see, what else did we do? I did realize that I had forgotten some stuff from the grocery store, like milk, but we ended up using cash from the cash envelope that I had, so that was good. We did do, let's see, oh, there was Sam's, for whatever reason, I don't know if they just weren't able to supply everything when we did our pickup, but this actually was not $202.70, it was something different. So I'm just gonna put here Sam's correction, and I'll know what I'm talking about. It's $202.70, and the actual cost was $164.57. So that was an addition of $38.13. I'm gonna go ahead and put 4.2 on that as well. So there's an additional $38.13 in here. I think that I may just leave it in here until he gets paid and maybe account for it and pull it out and put it in Sam's, but we'll see how that plays out. I might just leave it in as a buffer, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Then let's see, what else did we do? Oh yeah, let's not forget that we deposited the $10 from the transfer for DoorDash. And then we did that today, which is the, what day is it? I'm not sure what day it is. I think it's the 9th or the 10th. I'm just gonna put 10th. And this is for DoorDash, so, and that's already actually come out, so it's basically replacing it. So we did that, and then my daughters and their friends wanted to get boba, and we had it delivered. So I'm just gonna put boba here, and they paid me cash, but of course it had to come out of the account. So I'm just gonna put girls and this was probably around the 6th, I think. And that total was $22.01. And we have not made that deposit yet, so I'm going to pull out my to the bank that I have in my wallet, and we're going to make sure that we have that money accounted for. So it was $22.01. I'm just saying 22 because, you know, I'm pretty sure I have a penny in the account that is fine. So 22, we've got that accounted for, just to make sure. All right, and then we did do another Instacart for Publix. So this came out of our grocery expenses. This was also around $4.06, and it was $57.61. And this was to like replace some drinks and stuff, because sometimes we do go through some drinks, not even gonna lie. Then another expense was my daughter. I'm just gonna put a expense from her allowance, and this was yesterday, so I'm gonna do 4.9, and it was $5. So she gave me her $5 bill, and then, you know, bought something on one of her games that she likes to play. So it will be coming out of the account. I looked, it hasn't come out yet. So let's just make sure that we have that cash accounted for $5. So we're just gonna add it to this. And then, oh, and then Publix, the groceries. So we need to make sure that we have 58. So 55, 6, 7, 8. So that accounts for all the groceries that we spent out of the account. It accounts for my daughter's boba tea, and then my daughter's choice to spend her money on that. So I will be taking this to the bank probably sometime this weekend and depositing this, so it's going to be replacing all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that in there. Let's count what we have total: 50, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. Even though it hasn't been deposited yet, I know it will be. Deposit, I'm going to do, well, let's just do, this is for the Publix, this is for boba, and a expense. So those 4 things. And I'll probably get to it tomorrow. So I'm just gonna do 411, and then adding, how much did we say it was? Good Lord, 50, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So a total of $85 is what will be deposited. All right. So I'm gonna put this back in my bank, which should go right in my wallet. And the next time I'm out and about, I will run by and deposit it. Easy. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and get these receipts, and we're gonna add them to the receipts here. Just to keep track. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and calculate this up. being done, we can call this a wash and we're done. Expenses. Let's go to expenses. I'm gonna have to turn this around. All right, so we did our groceries, our Sims, our pets on that day. Then we did, what did we say for boba? I'm gonna get there. So I'm just gonna put eating out here. I'm just gonna do our 100. And then, boba was 4.6, but I'm not really gonna count what the girls did with theirs because that's not really my expense. It came from their allowance. But Publix, we did 4.6, that was grocery. So Publix, and that was 57.61. And then that's my daughters. So I'm not gonna count my daughters again because that just doesn't make much sense to me to do. So we should be good so far. And here we are on the 10th. Ooh, I was right, it's the 10th. Here we are on the 10th. And we have had a lot of no spend days. So we have done really good. Very happy about that. So I wanna keep this track going. However, my husband and my son did go, I think on Wednesday, possibly. We'll just say Wednesday, and they did haircuts. So I'm gonna do beauty, and then they spent the entire amount that was in there, which was $50. And then on Saturday, I did go to the dollar store and got a lot of holiday items for Easter, and I spent the full $60 that was in there. I think there was $60. Either way, I spent all of it for their Easter. Glad I had that. All right, so now we have a couple of no spend days, and I want to keep that going. There's not much going on this week, so there shouldn't be too hard to do. Again, I still have money left over for groceries. Let's go ahead and just give that a count. So we have groceries. We have $100 left in groceries, which is amazing. We didn't even spend all of it. That's a huge deal. And then I do still have my spending money left, which I'm not even going to count. So that's really good. That's really good. All right, so I think that I've accounted for everything, but since we're here, I want to go ahead and address the holiday and the beauty that was spent because I did not do the trackers. So I want to go ahead and do that since you're here with me. We did go ahead and take out the money for that, but beauty, on the other hand, we took out the 50, and then we said this was on 4.7. Haircuts for my boys. So now we're back at 0, and I need to start refilling this up because they get their haircut like every 6 weeks. I think every 6 weeks or every month. I'm not sure how often. I'm not a guy. I don't know. Now the other one that we took out of was holiday, and that is in my long term. I should put it in my short term, but nah. All right, so we did spend out of holiday, and I took out all of it, and I spent all of it. So I did this on the 3rd for Easter. Minus 60, now we're at 0, and there's not any big holidays coming up, so I can slowly build this back up, which is good. All right, so now we have reconciled those two things that we've spent out of our sinking funds. and we can move on. Turn you back around and hope that you are in frame. I can't see because you're way up there. All right, so let's get back to the fun part to me is the budgeting and figuring out what I can put where. So I pulled this out already, and I went ahead and made a list of what I felt was most important stuff. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, you know that my goal is not to stuff every single envelope, every single paycheck. That's not realistic. I have a lot of them. However, I want to stuff what's most important first and then throw a little bit into the others. So to me, what's most important is Sam's, because we used to only do it like once a month or every other month, but now we're starting to get our meats there and our snacks, which is just a lot cheaper than our local grocery store. So I'm starting to put $2.50 aside every paycheck for that. So I want to stick to that because that was really helpful. Toiletries, which I believe we have like $30 in. We're definitely going to be needing shampoo and conditioner and body soap and toilet paper and wet wipes and paper towels, trash bags, and dishwasher detergent and laundry detergent. Like all of that stuff is all included here. So I do want to continue building this up. And then same for pets. That's going to be an ever revolving fund. Peach Pass, I already know I'm going to put $20 to. Which may actually just stay online. I'm gonna write that because I'd rather it be there. Unless Peach Pass, unless he doesn't use the Peach Pass of the $20 I left in there, if it's not used, then I'll pull out 20 and leave the other 20 in there, which hasn't been used yet. So I don't know, we'll see. Beauty, we definitely need to start restocking this. House maintenance, I'm not sure, it'll be very small. I want to start putting a little bit more towards vacation because I'm starting to get anxious about it. Definitely some towards Christmas. Definitely for my son's graduation and my daughter's. And then these have question marks because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is going to be the fun part. One thing that's not on here is actually car maintenance. Simply because he gets a modus check that pays for his truck, and it's $890, and then it leaves, if it's a full 1,000, it'll leave about 110. So whatever is left over, I'm putting in car maintenance. But I'm gonna go ahead and just say $110 because that is the estimated cost. All right, so that will automatically always go to car maintenance. Now, as far as these go, we have an expected $662, assuming this is what he gets paid. This is typically what he gets paid, so hopefully it stays that way. But things always change, and it's annoying, but you know, whatever. So I know that we have a $2,300 paycheck. We're going to subtract the $1,000 that I always set out for expenses. We're going to subtract the $637.14 that we have for the bills this paycheck. And then we have $662 left over to possibly stuff. Now, I'm just going to do 662, and we're going to definitely be doing $250 in Sam's. That I know for sure. And then also 20 for Peach Pass. So I'm going to just put a little something beside it, knowing that I took this out already. So that leaves $392. Now, I think that I want to put another 30 possibly towards toiletries because it does get expensive, and I know that coming up soon, I'm gonna have to start replacing things. So that leaves $362. For pets, I know that I just bought food, so I should be good for probably another month maybe on food. However, the diapers will be needed. So I think that I'm gonna go ahead and put maybe we'll do 30. All right. So, and then beauty, I have a little bit of time to build this up, but I should probably go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna put a full 25 in there. Possibly, we'll see. I'm not sure about this. I don't know why I wrote this down. It's not of utmost importance. Let me just go ahead and put this, because that's already subtracted. My son's graduation for sure. I might just do $50 this time. Since oh, what did I do wrong? All right, 662 minus 250 minus 30 minus 30, 20, 25. And then minus, no, why am I doing 100? Minus 50. And so that'll leave 257. And ideally, I'd like to put $100 towards Christmas, because we do have to pay back a lot, considering we had a dryer situation. If you don't know about that, you can see that in my previous video. And then that leaves 157. I'm gonna put 10 in each of my daughter's graduation, so that's a 20. That leaves 137. Vacation, I mean, we have time to build this up, and my goal is to add about $350 more, and we have like 5 or 6 months before we have to actually go. So I can do that pretty slowly. So I'm just gonna do 25. That leaves 112. I think I'm not gonna do house maintenance. I don't know why I have that in there. It's not the most important to me. But I do want to, let me look back. All right, so I'm gonna save putting cash in the eating out. I'm gonna save that for the next paycheck, I think. We have vacation, holidays. We don't really have any holidays coming up, so I think we're fine. Christmas a little bit. Their birthdays are all stuffed. I'm not really gonna worry about renovations or school or electronics. Their graduations I'm going to do. Those are fine. Driver's ed, we're fine. Projects, we're fine. So if I did all of savings, which is to meet these goals, which are very small goals by the end of the year, but it's just something to get started with, then I would need $71. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So 71 minus 71, that leaves $41 left. And I could go ahead and just put a little something maybe in my just in case. So $41 left. Let me write this here. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 41 divided by 12 is $3. I don't think so. I'm not gonna do $3 in each. That's ridiculous. For now, I feel like I should just maybe not worry about this paycheck, since it is a non-bonus paycheck. but that still leaves $41 unaccounted for. So looking into what we have here, what I'm gonna find more important would be probably my son's graduation. What if I did the full haircuts here, right? So 41 minus 25, that leaves 16, and then I add that 16 there. So then I would have beauty stocked up for their next haircuts, and then I would have my son's graduation at almost 100, which is what I usually tried to aim for. So that might work, I feel. All right, so let's just check our math. We have 662 minus 250 minus 30 minus 30 minus 20 minus 50 minus 25 minus 100 minus 66 minus 10 minus 10 minus 71. Oh, yeah, it's 0. So that's a zero-based budget, so that accounts for every dollar, assuming that this is what he gets paid. So I'm gonna put 662 here, and I'm just gonna put expected. So if it actually does get 662, then I know that I will be able to put all of this in there. Of course, I'll have to wait until we know the actual amount, and then I can be more definite about what is going to be stuffed. So, something to look forward to. I'm gonna put this as modus, just so I don't try and add that in. Awesome. All right, so we are ready. We're ready to go. And I will fill this out once I know the actual amount. Then I'll actually do that, because I don't know if you could tell, but man, oh man, I made a lot of errors, or just things changed, you know? So I made sure to get one of those whiteout things so that I don't have an ugly page. I did that at the dollar store. All right, so yeah, that's it for now, and we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if it actually matches up when payday comes next week. And I think that we are all ready to go. The accounts were adjusted, and yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to do this thing. Everything's been filled out. So I hope that you enjoyed watching. We are all ready for the next paycheck and the next cash stuffing. I'm looking forward to doing it. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. I'm going to try and post once a week. I mean, I don't really know what else to video. I know some of the other YouTubers I watch, they do it every other day, and I'm like, but I don't even know what else to film. So I don't know. If you have any advice or anything, since I am a new budgeter, please let me know. Give me some ideas. And I made all of these myself, so you're not gonna find these online anywhere. I just made some stuff that I knew that would help me out. So anyway, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.